What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the shiny Articuno hunt in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. In the last episode we got a decent amount of encounters and well, as you can see we're at 200 right now and hopefully we get it today. And without further ado, let's get started. How's it going, Gaster? Yeah, mine's coming back every now and then. Still gotta grind up for the Pyro Archon. I did see that Natlin is gonna have its own unique feature, kind of like how Fontaine does, where it's gonna be more like the character switch is unique for those characters. Like I've seen a few leaks of the game. I mean, it looks like a pretty neat feature, and it could come in handy with stuff like climbing and exploration. You still need Mizuma? I'm gonna be honest, I thought you were further in the story, but hey, at least that means you get a lot more Primo Gems until you reach the area. And honestly, once you beat Imazuma, you don't have to really worry about the AR restrictions. At least I haven't seen any. Nice. Yeah, so take that with a grain of salt as well. Once you beat Imazuma, you don't have to worry about AR restrictions. How's it going, STT? Why am I blanking on which one that was? So what have you been up to, SGT? Oh, 190. Is that the champion fight or is that the rival fight? I think that's the champion. Yeah, those fights can be tough if you don't have like a way to counter them. Took me a few tries on my first run, I believe, to beat it. Eventually I was able to squeak by because I figured out that the AI will always go for a switch if they have the type disadvantage. So you can kind of cycle them through that way. I will admit I have also taken a bit of a break from Pokerogue, but I still know my stuff. Oh, Cynthia. Okay, that is like one of the hardest ones to fight, I believe. For me, the ones I fought were Blue and what was the other one? I forgot. It might have been Leon. I'll have to double check. No, it wasn't Leon. Was it Iris? Why am I blanking on the other one of the two of them? Actually, I think it might have been Cynthia. They have a Giratina, if I remember correctly, right? Like a Terra Giratina? Okay, so yeah, it was Cynthia. I think my trick was using an Ice type to make it through that, or a Dragon type. Because honestly, half her team is weak to that. She has multiple Dragon types, so you can kind of take advantage of that. Like I said earlier, the whole like spam switch thing with AI, you can use that. Do you have a Fairy type? What are you running with? Maybe if I knew what your team was, I might be able to assist. Yeah, the main way I'm checking this, like I've said this in the past, is like checking the ice on its head and seeing if it matches the feathers. Because they're a lot closer than the basic form. Like a normal Articuno, it has like a darker ice than it's like a plume. When it's shiny, they're almost the same color. So how far are you into Imazuma, by the way, Gaster? Like you mentioned beating Leeway, but how far have you pushed into Imazuma? You guys still there? You guys just went dead silent on me. Oh, DMs? Oh, you're getting a photo of it for me. Okay, let's see what you're running with. Okay, that's like the smallest way you could have possibly shown it to me, but... Let's see. Excadrill, Lucario, Espeon, Venusaur, Snorlax, and Gyarados. Off of that team, your best bet might be to use your Steel types to your advantage. Because I'm pretty sure Steel can resist Dragon. Or if that Gyarados has a Dragon type move, because I think it does learn a few, you could use that as your scapegoat as well. And Venusaur, knowing that you probably know the trick, you could use Leech Seed or Toxic. Of course, I'm just guessing their movesets, but... Like, one thing you could do as a little strategy that could help you out a lot is if you have a setup move on one of them that can help out a lot, use the Venusaur to get Leech Seed up. Oh. Well, I know it learns Twister, so it knows at least one. Like, it can learn at least one. But how should I put this? If you have a setup move on any of those Mons, use Leech Seed first with the Venusaur, and then build on that one if it can survive a hit. You guys think we're gonna get the bird today, by the way? You think we're gonna get a fast, icy bird today? What do you guess? Do you think we're gonna get it quick today? Let's keep this chat live and then I can hopefully push through. Maybe we can get even more encounters than usual today if that happens. Welcome back. Well, we've all been there. Oh, I asked like a few seconds ago what you probably didn't hear. Do you think we're gonna get the bird today? Yeah, like I was saying also earlier, if the chat stays lively enough, I will probably push further than usual today. Like, that's the main reason I end stream nowadays, is if like the chat dies, then I'll kind of like finish off there. Do you know how difficult it would be to spot Zapdos? Zapdos is gonna be the last of the birds we get. Our next target is Moltres. I've already decided on that. And trust me, I'm a fan of Zapdos. I'm on the yellow team in Pokemon Go. And also, Glory Zapdos is actually my favorite of the three, but still. I mean, that's showing that you're at least getting close to, like, beating it. If you can get him down to the last Mon, that really shows some improvement. What game was it in? Because around that time, it could be, like, possibly in the wormholes? Or Go, yeah, Go could have done it as well. Yeah, funny enough, I think my first legendary in Go was actually a Moltres. Kind of ironic in my case, but still. My first and only shiny shadow is actually a shiny shadow Moltres. Like, I literally put the video up and I still have not gotten a single shiny shadow since. Do you have access to 5-star artifacts? Like, as a guarantee? That's when I would start using it. Even in my case, I save my resin, like my fragile resin, until I know a character I want to build up. Honestly, if you're getting to the point where you have access to guaranteed 5-star artifacts, I would want you to get your best up to at least level 80, if not 90. Of course, it'll take a while to grind to 90, I would know since Wonder, but it's worth it to get him up to that extra few levels. You got to grind up a lot of materials when Natling comes out, though. Which I might do something then on the channel, like, depending on the day that Natling comes out on. Like, it's rumored to come in August, but still. Just keep trying. Yeah, the beetles are one thing that can make it rough. Like, remember, I had to collect, like, a bunch of mushrooms, and that was a set path, and it still took forever. So I can only imagine with a resource as difficult as that one. Also, there's no shops, I believe, that sell them. Oh. And it's a moving target. Makes it even rougher. Yeah, Rhino, that's around the desert, I believe. I mean, I still have to work on some story quests. Like, I still have, like, I think 7, like, built up that I have to work on still. They're all, like, in Fontaine, I believe, now. Maybe one that isn't. Kind of a thing actually is Sinos that I have to do, but... That is true, like, that... You just remind me of, situation I had to go through where I had to do a whole thing in Imazuma to unlock Raiden Shogun's Natural Ascension boss drop material. I had to go through an entire section to unlock an entire boss on the map, and it took forever to unlock. Now it's just to get him up to level 30 in the first point. What do you mean by that exactly? Like, refight Archon bosses? You mean like things like, Storm Terror, Child, and, actually, well, the Shogun, kind of. And also the... Actually, I'm not gonna say the last one because it'll be a spoiler to you. Yeah, you can do that if you go back to the areas that you fight them in. The only one I haven't really found is the one in Fontaine. You have to, like, fight this giant whale thing. Yeah, I know. I had to do that fight a ton of times to get the stuff to ascend him. I did that boss fight probably like a good 20 times, I think. Also, that was kind of fun because on one of the points in the battle, it puts you on a platform, but if you don't do the fight long enough, or if you take too long to do damage, he'll straight up remove the platform. But if you have Wanderer and he's in the Wind Favor state, he'll stay up there and can still hit him. And one time I actually won the fight that way. One sec. More or less. It's more to get the skills up on them. You need to, like, fight a certain weekly boss, is what they're known as. Like, you can get a drop from them every single week, but it will really help you out with your upgrades on things, and you don't need too many to upgrade a skill. Like, in total, for every single skill to get to max, if you have the stuff for it, I think you need about 8 to 10. Yes, they're talents. Like, you might notice that once you get them up to, like, talent, I think it's level 6 or 7, you start seeing, like, odd materials that you'll need to, like, get them to higher levels. That's how you get them. I'll even assist on some of those fights if you need help. Like, I honestly need materials from those, so getting a routine to fight them would be nice. And remember, I am still strong in Genshin, so I can still fight those guys easily. Yeah, the crowns can only be found in a select few locations. Like, most of them are found in events, but there are certain ones that you can get just naturally through gameplay, and I think there's about 3 or 4 that you get through natural gameplay. Yeah, no, help out on my end as well with grinding the materials up. Because it also gives a byproduct when you win those fights, which can help convert them to the proper ones you need. I mean, for bow characters, actually, the only one I really have is Venti, and that won't do much. But I do have Shogun, so that can help out. And the thing is, you don't need a bow character to win, you know that, right? You don't have to wait. Like, I don't know how to word this. You have to just wait for him to come down, and then you can just strike his hands or something, I think. Storm Terror comes to the stage. You don't have to shoot him when he's out at a distance. And then you would climb on his head and attack it. Find out how to use Shogun's burst at that moment to straight up destroy the HP bar. You actually beat one that way? That's honestly kind of impressive, honestly, in my case. Because I know the amount of attacks they go through during that phase. So that's impressive that you're able to get that much off. Especially if you didn't have a good bow character. I will admit, Venti did help me out a good amount there as well with like the dodges and such when I did that. I still remember that. Like, even though it was like over a year or 2 now, I think. Actually, almost 3. Because, yeah, I was joining around Venti's like rerun it when Imazuma was a thing. So that was like years ago. He can come in handy, I will say that much. And he was actually my first 5-star. Yeah, Imazuma was the latest point in the story, and Venti had his rerun banner up. That's when I played. Or at least when I began. Oh yeah, speaking of Imazuma, I did finally find all the Electroculus. Yeah, like my rule still applies to like payments and such. I only like put money into the game if I have like a gift card or something. That's the only time I spend money. Which honestly is pretty rare and gets kind of annoying when I have to grind up a ton of Primogems for a character. But I did hear we're probably going to get over 100 wishes with the release of Natlin, so we do have that coming in handy. Especially with the whole gift of Primogems recently, but it was a free 10 pull, and I still have it. Like, it's saved up. Welcome back, SGT. Well, honestly, at least one will work because the pity is at 90, and I do have a bit of a pity built up, so I can hopefully get 2 of them lucky. But still, I want to grind up a good amount first, so that way I'm, like, safe. Like, I have a few more story quests to get through, which in total, let's see, it's about 7, each gives about half of a wish. That would be about 5 wishes in total, I think. Or 5.5. My math might be a little off, but still trying to concentrate on the Articuno resets. Okay, a little high buy from SGT just now. Yeah, I haven't really gotten into that much. I did the first part to get the buff for Wanderer, which is going to be temporary, but still good to have. So it does come in handy in that sense. And I still gotta get through a lot of Simulanka. Like, I haven't, like, been there since they added more to the map. Apparently, from what I hear, Wanderer's actually in that event, so... No, they added a whole new section to the map. Also, guess, I don't know if you heard what I said earlier, but I still have to do Sino's secondary, like, story quest. And I will admit, out of all the cutscenes I've seen, I think Risley's is probably the coolest one out of them that I've seen. No pun intended, but you get what I mean. Yeah, Stimulanka is that area in Genshin that looks like it's made of paper. Like a storybook, kind of. I mean, it's kind of worth it. You do get a good amount of Primogems from that whole thing altogether. Because there's a handful of chests in there as well. And side quests. Not to mention, the map's not that big, so you don't have to worry about running all over the place to find stuff. Like, it's smaller than Mondstadt, for example. That is true. I think she is in that event. But you have to collect a bunch of those like little paper bird things to like unlock them and open a bunch of chests. I think you also get a free skin if you collect enough of them. It's like Puss in Boots. I mean, still useful for climbing. If I were to build an exploration team, they probably would be one of the ones I would choose. It looks like characters like probably New Violet and Wanderer. For the last one, maybe Zhongli. At least out of the characters I have, that's what I'm saying. Wait, what you hit your pity on? Oh yeah, you got that character. Right. The Dendro one from, why am I blanking my own regions now? Leeway? I mean, there are a few characters that I would rather lose my 50-50 to. Like, if I had to choose some. Like, mainly because I don't have some of them yet, and they could be useful in other features. But yeah, one of the ones I'm kind of hoping I get if I do lose a 50-50 would probably be Jean. Because I hear she's a very good healer and Animo support character. Also, one final thing I will say is a lot of people do knock on like Dia's performance in the game, but if you know how to use them properly, they can do a decent amount of damage, and their passive does help out. Oh boy. Find out if I actually have those two characters, and they're barely built. Don't think I've even really touched like Chi-Chi's build at all. Like, I think I leveled her up to like 20 and that was it. Oh my god. Yeah, so you know those ears are fake, right? It's her hair. I'm not kidding. That's literally just her hair. Rebecca got deal with my sister, who's like right outside my door. And I'm back. Gaster's devastated. Yeah, I discovered that a little bit during the story quest, I believe. Like, at one point I was like, wait a minute, that isn't an ear. That's just the interior of her hair color that makes that design. Because that was the story quest that did the most recent. That's how I was able to tell. Next one on my list will probably actually be Sinos, so I can get all of the ones in Sumeru out of the way. And then I'm just on to Fontaines. The one thing I will say though, like with that character, don't sprint when you use their bursts. Because that'll cancel the whole thing out, and that's why a lot of people hate the character. Wait, what is your AR again? $41? Yeah, you should have access to 5-star artifacts by now. Make sure to look up a guide or something, by the way, when you're doing that. That's what I usually do to double check my artifacts when I get them. That's how I can make sure an artifact is really good for a character or not. Wait, you're running with 3-star artifacts? Man, at least go 4-star if you have a secondary team that's going to be a bit lower. Like, you're saying you have access to 5-star. Well, get 5-star things on them. Focus on their primary stat first on those artifacts. Then work on the secondary. One thing I will say is the 3-star ones are not good to use. Like, they're basically garbage. I use them to boost up my current ones. What I'm saying is use your 4-star ones. Yeah, I feel you there. One thing I don't miss of grinding up my characters is fighting that dang robotic dragon constantly. It would always just get an elemental resistance to whatever I'm fighting with. I had to change my battle style every 5 seconds. Had to beat that thing like 80 times, it felt like. right, you'll have a brief absence. You know, other than you, Gaster, there hasn't been much people here. Like, not even Dark has shown up yet, funny enough. Welcome back, Gaster. Yeah, like I was saying, like, other than you, we haven't really had much people, like, here. Like, we had S2C for a few months, but he's gone silent again. I've honestly started to consider, like, possibly doing something to the Discord channel for those who don't show up to the streams anymore. Because we have people in there who haven't shown to a stream in, like, months, if not years. That's what I'm saying. Like, honestly, at the time, I felt like people were just going off of my channel for the thing, just seeing each other instead of, like, actually being for the root cause of the whole thing. Of course, Gaster, you probably had the biggest influence on everyone else in the server. Like, yeah, so let's be honest. Half the time when a conversation starts, who starts it? Welcome back, SCT. You were just talking about how some people don't really show up to streams anymore, but just hang around in the Discord. And how it has been upsetting you a little bit. Like, one thing I will say, for like a little fact, Yuki and Light, they act all big on the channel, like saying, oh, you gotta do this and that. But they're barely here. I've done stuff that they suggested on the channel, and they still never show up. Like, one thing that could help out if you guys want to is try to get people motivated for the streams. Because part of the time I feel like people either have that part muted just to get that out of the way so they can not even realize it's there. Or other stuff like that. Like, we need more returning viewers on that Discord channel. I don't really hate it at this point. It's more just annoyance on my part that people are semi-freeloading off of the Discord server. If you want to put it that way. Yeah, at the same time, when was the last time we saw one of them here? Well, that was just a way to get away from my bots, and I didn't like that. I know, but at the same time, Gaster, that's literally what I was just saying was the issue with my Discord server. So if anything, you're giving me another reason to do it. I literally made a section in my Discord for that very reason, because you guys wouldn't stop complaining about it. And then on top of that, you guys don't even show up really, so I'm debating removing it. I might just say that, like, if you guys don't start showing up the streams as much as, like, Gaster in this case, then I might just get rid of a feature they asked for. And start to go more hardcore on the rules. I've been a bit lenient on them, I will say that much. Yeah, you are also good, SCT. You two are the top two other than Dark, who is busy right now for reasons. What happened? What's the let's go? It's not a no lifer thing. Like, I stream in the later points of the day for a good reason. It's mainly so, like, people don't have to, like, go out of their way to see it. It will just be on when most people get out of work or school or something. Honestly though, at my sense, I wouldn't be able to last that long at that time. For two reasons. One, I would probably have someone get mad at me for screaming or something at that hour. And two, I would most likely be tired by then. Yeah, sure, Articuno about to wake the whole house up. I mean, Articuno is like a one that would probably get that surprisement. Like, I don't even know how to word it honestly. Like, the birds are some like legendaries I've wanted for a while. Like, the legendary birds have them on... I cannot even speak right now. They've been on my bucket list for a while. Like, I've wanted to complete a region, and getting these legendaries are part of that whole list. Of course, some of them are going to be a bit more difficult than others, because they can only be found in certain games, like Mew, for example. I will admit, my heart does also sometimes skip a beat if I do see something rare pop up on screen. I mean, who wouldn't? Usually finding something like that takes forever to find. Snow is a pretty good shiny, honestly. So you almost had a shiny Frostlass? Wait, so you beat him in Pokerogue, by the way, SGC? Oh, you're at that point in the story. Oh, nice. What shiny was it? I mean, you can always check your starter screen. It will always be there now. Honestly, I don't even remember what my fastest shiny was, like, on this channel. Like, I feel like it could have been, like, a 300 encounter one for, like, a shiny egg. But, like, soft resets, I haven't really had too many to count off of. For legendary counts, I would probably say Solgaleo would be the quickest with, like, only, like, a few raids. Like, I think it was 10 or 20 to get the shiny. And that wasn't even on camera. Still need to get on doing the Lunala hunt. And we need to get back into Necrozma. I need more people to do it. Like, I need people to actually join me in the raids. I mean, even with a life, you could still be pretty good at Genshin. Like, think of it this way, Gaster. If you have a life, you can get money, and with that money, you could get Primo Gems. Yeah, the trick to being good at Genshin. Touch grass. Yeah, pay to win. More like earn the money to pay to win. Honestly, I really do hope that one day this could be my full-fledged job. Just trust me, I like making content, so it does come in handy if I did have a job like this. But in order to do that, I need to get that number, like, down there, up, if I can point properly, right down there, up to at least 500. Yeah, I said I was going to work on a new background, never did that. The server is probably just overloaded right now. If you wait like a few minutes, it should go back to normal. It really depends on how, like, I don't know how to word it. Depends on how bad it is, because it could go from a few minutes to even an hour or two. But yeah, one thing I will also say that's going to be coming in the near future is another Crab's Treasure. We're going to be trying to platinum that game. That game is really well known nowadays, and trying to get a 100% on that game would really come in handy. I'm not laughing at that, more the fact that I literally said the exact same thing. The slap was not intended though. Like that was uncalled for. I mean, I could do something like that where I do like a Pokemon, like Pokerogue run, like on classic mode until I get a decent run and it ends, or if I just beat the game. You're not old enough to get a job or something? No, I can be beaten. If I get unlucky on rounds, I can easily go down. You know, I still hold the record for the longest run in Endless for us. Like, in our server, I still have the longest endless run going. But I mean, like, I'll do classic mode runs. Like, make a party of, like, random mons, and then try and run from there. Probably have, like, a random number generator on the screen that chooses my starters. Because, yeah, I have a lot of Pokemon unlocked, so I can easily use a random number generator to choose my stuff. And trust me, there's still some mons I want to get, like Kant, like a Zacian. Yeah, Eternatus can be a rough one if you don't have a good counter. Like, for me, Hoopa, the one I lead with, does have a good type advantage, but needs to survive a hit to be able to play it well. Not yet. I have Zamazenza. Where have you found it? Like, what biome? Because that could help me find it. Oh, and eggs. Well, I found Zamazenta and eggs, so not a surprise, but... Funny enough, I think I do have a legend egg that needs to be hatched in that game right now. I'll have to double check if I hatched it or not. What are we gonna do if you What are you gonna do if you guessed her? Honestly, it has been a minute since we've heard from eggs. Yeah, I stopped playing that game a long time ago. Like, I haven't really touched the game since, like, the last RB Battles event. And honestly, it's probably the only benefit to me playing in the past. Whenever there's an event in the game, I just have something that can get across the map quickly. I mean, I'm not sure about values, but my main pet, if you want to call it that, is a Frost Dragon that has Flying Ride. And I also have a hover car. You want me to show you it? I can prove it. I'm not kidding, I have a Frost Dragon. I'm not giving it away. Yeah, so you can't give something that you've practically already given. It doesn't rot there for eternity. Like I said, whenever I go on the game, I instantly take it out to like use the other on the map and such. Honestly, it's my favorite one out of all the ones I have. I think the other one I have was like a Chinese dragon one that was ice as well. I mean, you probably know what it is just by me describing it like that. Kind of ironic that we're talking about ice stuff when we're hunting an Articuno, by the way. Frost Fury, yeah, that was the name of it. Are you serious? That would have been something else, like one of the Chinese New Year things. I can prove it to you. Like, ask me after the stream. I'll go on to Adopt Me real quick and show you it. Yes, sir. I made an entire room in my house for the dang thing. I'm not giving it up easily. Or not at all, actually. Like, I'm not trading it. Just makes my account even more valuable if you think about it. Because I have a lot of things on that account that are very valuable. I mean, how many games have overinflated a price? And are you serious? Is that thing actually worth that much? I mean, yes, or at least you know someone who has one. If they really are that rare, at least know where one is. Dang, you're over $100? I mean, it's also a flying ride one if you want to put that into the mix. Yeah, to sell for money. I know that's illegal. But like you said, that's like it was the main value that you used in that game. But yeah, to put it in perspective of the last time I like truly was like playing the game a good amount, it was around the time of the prehistoric egg. Its debut that broke Roblox. I was waiting for that event. Or not event, but like that release. Well, I've heard of that one. It looks kind of like the Frost Dragon if I remember correctly, but black and like a shadowy aura. You know, Dark would probably like one of those things if he get his hand on one. And that's if he was into that game. So his value would just go down? I mean, that'll give me a chance if I ever want to get the neon. Huh. I mean, I still have some pretty rare things on my account just in general. Like, remember, I still have a Halloween Slugling from the first Looming Legacy events. As a Slugling, not as a Gastrodon. Probably said the wrong thing, but... Escargot, that was it, I think. I mean, shinies. And Lumion Legacy with the Gammas. How's it going, Dark? Finally, someone else. So what have you been up to, Dark? Yeah, my fish tank. I got a new lid on it recently, so... Nice. Yeah, I still have some designs that are being made. Like, I still have to work on a few Zaimon that I've thought of. What's our total count, by the way, right now? Oh boy. What's going on? Come on, don't keep secrets from me. I want to hear this. Eh? Oh, I know that Dark is still the head of the whole Simon thing. I'm not taking all the credit for that. He's still the head of the operation, does most of the work. I will give him that. All I do is concept design. And if you're talking about the Discord server, I know that Dark works hard on that thing. Like, I know that I'm not the head of the operations and the main person putting everything down on the table. I'm more just like the second opinion on a few things, and I come up with some designs. Dark is the one truly working on everything behind the scenes and coding. And making the world in the game, actually, funny enough. Am I missing on anything, Dark? Like, I feel like I'm hitting most of the nails on the head here. Yeah, I'm giving you that credit. I only do a partial, like, bit of that, and I help him out with a few things, like, opinion-wise. Like, I'll say that if you want me to say that. I know Dark does most of the work here. Oh boy. We don't need to hear it on there. Well, yeah, I'm agreeing with Dark there. I'm more just on the side on this case. Like, it's your project for the most part. I just help out every now and then. That could have just been miswording if you wanted to say it like that. I mean, the two of us have known each other and been good friends for quite a while. Like, we literally, like, I wouldn't even say met, like, more like found each other on Roblox, I think over a year or two now, almost. It was during my, the Rainbow Barry hunt. Ironically, but... Yeah, how's that for a little statement? I met Dark during a Vari event. Yeah, went from him being a just viewer on the side to teaming up with me in the RB battles thing, and also working with Zymon in the very early stages, like just coming up with ideas and such, to just being rivals on YouTube now. And even sometimes teaming up on YouTube. I remember Eggs was during a Halloween event. I'm kind of blanking on when I met you, Gaster. Oh, it was during that? It's during the Pandashi hunt. Funny enough, I'm gonna be having to grind up that Pandashi and finally evolve it for a quest in Doodle World where you need a mono fire type team. I still have the thing as a Pandashi. I never bothered to use it at all. It's still the exact same level and still like in the exact same like stats. I haven't used it once. But it's gonna finally be taken out of the box for something to help me out with a quest, and that's it. I've already hunted down one target that I'm gonna be using for that, which is a Munchies, I think is what it's called. I mean, one reason was because you guys want to stop making dumb things about the dang Pandashi. No, Pandashi had like first come out at the time, I think. Or no, wait. No, we had the school, I think. Like, we had access to Quintel, but I found a Pandashi, and that's what started the whole hunt. I remember that bit. We just randomly found a Pandashi, knocked it out, and then we said, you know what? That's where our chain's gonna be. I'm pretty sure we had access to Quintel at the time, though. Like, that's literally the story. I found a random Pandashi, and that's what led to it all. At least nowadays you have stuff that actually makes more sense. If you want to make jokes about other things, at least you have things that are legitimate. I still need to catch up on the whole Pokemon anime. I never actually finished the Journeys one. Like, I kind of stopped after, like, one season on Netflix. I forgot which one it was. I knew Ash already had, like, his whole team already, and it was already evolved and such. No. Yo, get over here and watch anime! Kind of wish I had someone say that. For me, I can't even watch it at the time because I have like nowhere to go for it. Oh. Fox is trying to nip at Cinder's tail. Right, because it sees a little black spot and thinks it's food. So Dark, what have you been up to? Like other than the Zaimon work? Good dog. Yeah, I still have to work on like the whole Undertale thing. I'm like Dark. You already did help me out with a few like ideas for thumbnails, but other than that, I can't really think of anything for it. I don't know if it's just because I'm not used to Undertale's style or not, but something just feels off whenever I try and come up with an idea. But I already have a good idea in mind for another Crab's Treasure for its thumbnail. I just gotta put pen on paper, or technically mouse on like canvas. You doing alright, man? I'm kind of silent after Gaster. Okay, we need to get back into Monster Hunter. We both kind of slipped on that a little bit. Sadly, I can't really after the stream today, though. It's like a little error in the code or something. Oh, like setting up on Steam. I mean, you can probably watch some YouTube tutorials on it. Like, I could probably look after stream if you want, if you haven't found anything yet. Ah. So it's really just the waiting game. No, I believe there is a way to set a like time for a game to release to like to be announced. I know that Monster Hunter did it, so it has to be possible. So you don't have to worry about saying the date like 4 years in the future. Alright, so you do know how to do it, okay. So you're learning things. Yeah, that could probably get irritating over time. But at the same time, they can't expect everyone to make an update every 5 seconds. That could possibly make the whole software crash. Yo, just have to wait and see what happens. Yeah, that's gonna be the big pain for both of us. The best thing we could possibly do is just run the games on our channels. That could be a good start. Or just finding random ways to announce it. Like, we could try and do like a billboard somewhere, I don't know, like, or maybe an ad of some kind. That's what I mean, we need a way to get the word out quicker. Like, an ad would be one way, but that costs money. I'm gonna be right back. Give me a quick second. And I'm back. Yeah, but at the same time, Dark, that's going towards your preference. Like, not to be a Debbie Downer on that, but it will only show up on your page if you've, like, looked at the game a lot. It's like the reason Monster Hunter will pop under things like Elden Ring for me. Of course, there is still hope. Like, there is a chance it could just pop up for others. Could you just rearrange them or something? Or if they're going like alphabetical, why not put something in front of it like a number? Ah. I mean, if you click and drag them in a certain order, it could work. Like, if all the songs are named, it should be easy to organize them in the file. Make sure you place them right, otherwise they might go inside of each other's files. And you have that whole mess to deal with. Piper, come here. Baby, come here. I got her. So it's rolling around on the ground a bunch. Oh, wrong button. Oh boy. That's on my gut, Piper. Yeah, any guesses on what we're gonna find it at, by the way? This is getting kind of quiet right now. because it's going nuts in the tank. Just swimming around like really fast, time like the zoomies. In the 500s. He's getting hungry. I'll feed him probably after this. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping we get the Articuno quickly this time because Articuno isn't the easiest to spot, and I want to move on to Moltres. Not only because it's a fire side, but still. I'll see. I do kind of want to like rearrange the like live stream thing for this, like the Pokemon one specifically. Maybe make like a Living Dex counter, like so we keep that up to date also. You know, trying to like make a new design, like so it's not like all blocky like this, kind of like more like I don't know how to word it, more framed stuff and not just everything smacked down on like an American color thing. Yeah, I have an idea in mind. I saw a few other streamers have like stuff that kind of resembles what I'm looking like, so I'll try and make something similar. Of course, it'll still be my own like format, but still. I'm always checking like on the forehead. That's like my spot of like checking the Articuno. Cause that ice is my main like checking point. I'm just trying to get a little conversation going. I don't know what to talk about. I know like Zapdos is gonna be a nightmare. Like I don't know what I'm gonna check on that one. Let's look for light blue. The thing is with like Articuno is already a pretty like light blue, so I could miss it if I blink on it kind of. The ice on its forehead though goes like for a more dramatic change because the ice on its head is darker than the body. And when it's a shiny, they're almost the exact same color. That's why I'm looking at the ice. Oh, I was supposed to hit it there. . Anything else you want to talk about, by the way, Dark? Like, just get a conversation going? Like, how are you doing in Jurassic World, by the way? It's been a minute since we talked about that game. Like, for me, I almost have enough, like, stuff to make my first aquatic hybrid. I just need to put some fish into an incubator and I should have everything I need. Oh, nice. For me, I actually managed to get another saber-toothed tiger, so I'm gonna have a level 21 of those soon. And also in that recent tournament thing, if you were playing recently, I almost made it to the prize. I was like 3 levels away from like being in the top 1%. Like, I was in the top 5% and I was in like 3rd to 5th place, I think. Oh, by the way, Dark, during our next Scarlet and Violet stream, are you gonna be able to do that? Like, or should I skip the Violet Paradoxes for now? Like, I don't know if you bring the Switch with you to either place or not. It's coming up, I think. Like, I think it might be in a few days. If not tomorrow. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to skip it this week. We had some targets in mind though, like Eevee was one I was gonna try and go for, I think. Because I still need a few more evolutions. Who knows, maybe if I can get away with it, I could probably grind up a ton of eggs for a little Dreepy hatch. Because I do want to try and get one of those. Like, I already have a... Actually, no, I don't even have Dragapult counted in my decks because the one I have was a gift. So I would like to get my hands on a shiny Dragapult for 2 reasons. One, it's good and competitive. Like, it's really fast. And also be pretty good in raids. And also really good shiny that I can't get in Scarlet. But I have some other targets in mind, like probably the Scarlet variants, like things like Gligar and Cramorant. Also probably like a Pikachu or a Alolan Raichu, I think I need. Yeah, I need a Alolan Raichu, so that's one I could do. You're probably gonna go to 350. Still there, man? You went quiet after that whole thing. Yeah, I'll probably work more on the design factor of the new character for the logo. Like, I already had the wing design I showed you and the claw design. I'm mainly trying to work on like blueprints for everything first before I puzzle piece it all together. Better to make all pieces separate before I try making the whole thing as one whole thing. Yeah, next will be like the outfit, I think. Which part of it's going to be based a bit off of Magalika's design being mainly like a lot of sun-based stuff and fire-based stuff on the outlines of the outfit. And a bit of a mix of black, gold, and red. That's where I got a lot of the design ideas from. Like the color palette and such. Well, the character itself, obviously, like how you have yours as your character that's going to be in Zaimon. All of mine that'll also be in Zaimon. Like, once the character is fully made, then it'll be good for it. Like, you haven't given me an update if we got the sprites yet of our characters. Wait, are ours made yet? Like, you haven't told me if that happened yet. Oh yeah, that is also for Zaimon, obviously. Like I said, like, they're the same characters basically for our logos and that. Just our logos are gonna be like more high definition variants of the pixelated ones. And I'm probably gonna ask Drawer if he wants to make it. Like, it's up to him if he wants to or not. You know, one thing if you wanted to be different is you could make the champion battle, if you don't have a champion yet, you can make it a double battle against both of our characters at the same time. I don't know if you have a champion in place yet, though. Because that just came to my mind. Like, not a lot of games have double battles set for the champion. Or any other game mechanic other than just one-on-one. We're almost 350. Not that much like road traffic today. Like, we didn't get like anyone new coming in today, sadly. But most of my attention has been on like the newer games that I've played. Like Skylanders, fine enough, has been getting a lot of attention. And I bet another Crab's Treasure, when I eventually make that a thing, will as well. Oh, I see. Wait, I forgot you mentioned that. It was like Galler's style. Yeah, 5% chance might be decent, but I'll probably say maybe slightly higher, like maybe 10 or 15% can make more sense. Considering that it's most likely going to be the top trainers of the region, and we would be up there most likely. Considering that we're both using a legendary that is able to quote-unquote mega. Basically, our things are on par with like Mega Rayquaza and Mewtwo, I think. Okay, one thing I will say also, I did already build the Iron Hands for like raids. So funny enough, the item was not leftovers, it was booster energy. You know, it would be kind of funny if the Articuno just popped up on like the last encounter. It's happened to some people. They say they're gonna wrap up on one and then it just pops up. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're probably gonna get it today unless I get in 3 encounters. But the grind continues to play on. Oh yeah, one other way to kind of tell for Articuno, but sadly I can't at this angle, would be its tail. That would be a huge like flag for it, but you can't see the tail on the encounter sprite that you see from the front. Because you can kind of see, like, when we're about to go into battle, the tail is dark blue. Wait. Nope, not shiny. Double check that one. Alright, time for a final encounter. Plus Fate has other plans for me and I somehow get it. Watch the cutscene this time. Nope, not shiny. Alright, so yeah, that's where we're going to wrap it up for today. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.